Welcome to Fluxedo Junction. I'm Scott Kuchler. Each episode, we bring you the best music of all genres from throughout the world, and this week we'll be speaking with Sal Garaci, Roland Colon, and Bob, that's just Bob, of the group Mirrour. Mirrour is a New York-formed, Los Angeles-based recording band with a diverse original song catalog that spans the pop-rock spectrum. They describe themselves as a good old-fashioned guitar band, though they admit to enhancing songs with piano and keyboards from time to time. But they don't use synths or other electronic devices. They boast a Facebook following of about 5,000 fans, and their latest album, Opus in C Major, was released to all worldwide streaming platforms on June 26th. In addition to all of that, they released an even newer single, so let's get things started with that track. Here's Mirrour with No One Else, here on Fluxedo Junction. Do you love me? All right, cool. So let's jump right into it. The most recent release, Opus in C Major, is really my introduction to your music. I had no awareness at all until then, and it was through just looking for music to play on the show on one of the music-centric, not interview-based shows, where I really got curious enough to kind of reach out and just hope that we might be able to have this conversation. So as we sort of ease into you guys telling us about your background, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself to the audience so we can get them used to what each of your voices sounds like.
Okay. Take it away, Roland.
Hi, my name is Roland. How's my voice coming across? Good?
Very good.
Hello, this is Sal, and your voice is coming across very well, Roland.
And Bob over here. And Roland, I'd like to say that your voice is really coming across very good over here.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your history, how the whole thing came together, and let's just move on down the timeline until we get up to the present day.
Well, great. I'll tell you this. We basically started out as infants. We were all born. I was born, and I think these other two were as well. And but not in the same room. And then decades later, you gave us a call and said, "Hey, why don't you come on to this interview and Zoom with me?"
I think we're up to speed.
I cut all the parts in the middle are cut out, but no, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Sal.
Well, I met Roland in I think it was August of 1966, going way back in time. We were just little kids. Our families knew each other, and they decided, our parents knew each other, and they decided to get together one evening to have dinner, and the two families got together, and that's how we met. Roland brought his...
So magical.
He brought his little portable phonograph with some 45s.
Did he bring that because he wasn't hungry or just wasn't interested?
No, he didn't think it was going to be a fun night. Is that true, Roland?
Yeah, I was trying to fill in the boredom.
Always good to have a backup plan.
Yeah, and that's so he brought it.
I didn't even know you know.
Yeah, we never met. So anyway, take it away, Roland. Since I landed it on your lap with the record player, go ahead.
Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, so we just, we started playing some stuff after we ate, and I guess I was trying to kind of gauge what was going on, what were they interested in. He had he had two older brothers, but one of them was strictly an opera guy.
Figaro.
Yeah, so that's as was my big brother too. But we just started playing stuff, and I was a Beatles fanatic, and it turns out so was Sal. So we just started playing, and we're singing to the various records and so forth, and because we didn't play at that time, and we just found like we just meshed. It was a little bit magical. I'd never really had that kind of an experience with somebody regarding music. I mean, it was just I ended up actually having fun, and I decided that I'll meet this guy again. So after that, we kind of just became almost inseparable. From there, we kind of just progressed. Not just singing. Then we started songwriting. The rest, as they say, is history.
Right. And that for me that night after dinner when I heard Roland singing, and it was some Beatle record. I can't quite remember what it was, and Lennon. I think it was like "I Feel Fine" or something like that. And Roland opened his mouth and started singing it, and I just was blown away. Like, wow, I'm a big Beatle fan too, and this guy sounds to me a lot like Lennon. I've never heard anyone in person, a few feet away from me, sing and belt it out. It sounded like it, and so I was just blown away. And immediately said, I'd like to play with this guy. I really want to be in a band with him or do something musically with him, write songs, whatever. And like he said, ever since that night, we just kind of became joined to the hips and did everything together. Drove our families a little bit mad because, we'd be down in the playroom and, singing as loud as we could. And we didn't know how to play instruments at that time. That came a little bit later. But that's how we got started. And then the songwriting. And that clicked really very easily. It just,
In the beginning, you played baseball bats, right?
You played baseball.
I played rackets,
right. I played a six-string.
Rackets.
I played a 6-string baseball bat, and Roland played a 12-string. They were hard to tune up, huh, Roland? Those bats.
Oh, absolutely. I had a 12-string tennis racket, so.
Yeah. Well, you had more money than my family. You could afford a tennis racket. Baseball bats.
The class system
anyway,
at work once again.
That's how we got started. That's how we got started, and then as things would happen,
Let's not forget Bob.
Yeah, my family moved to California.
I think he just forgot me.
No, you hadn't entered the picture yet. Okay. Go back in your corner. We'll let you out. Go back in your room now. Okay. Come on. And so then we moved out to California, and then by chance I met Bob. He was a lover of music. We shared some songs together. Oh, he loved the Beatles. I love the Beatles. And then take it away, Bob. Come out of the closet now. Open the door. Come on.
Wait, I was on my way to breakfast.
So pick it up from there.
Yeah, I had a fortune cookie a week before that said, you will soon meet two mates that love the Beatles more than you do. And I tossed the fortune because I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think I could do that. And 1 week later, I met Sal, and sure enough, he was everything I'd ever dreamed of in a musical partner. And we got together and talked a lot.
Glad you clarified that.
Yeah. Musical partner. Yeah.
I didn't know, Bob.
Yeah. Well, it takes years for these things to come out. But at any rate. We sang, he wrote some songs right in front of me. I said, what? You just did that? And I knew how to play, and he had just started learning to play. He had quite a few chords down. I had more, and I showed him the ones I knew, and between us, man, we knew just about everything back then. And we formed a sort of a local band in Los Angeles, and
that's LOCAL, not LOCO.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
No, we were. Although most people thought we were crazy at the time.
Yeah.
And we were doing just cover songs here, playing at events, parties, weddings, whatever, clubs, and but never played originals because all of the songs that Roland and Sal had written, which actually we could get in. That's a great subject that we could get into next. But
it was my next question.
Scott, I'm telling you.
Well, Scott, we'll take it over the interview. So
Good,
Bob,
good. Yes, by all means, you're doing a great
Scott,
job.
Sorry to take that from you. Can I borrow your mic? I like yours better than mine, if you don't mind. Okay, so at any rate, these guys literally, by the time I had met Sal, when they moved here, they had hundreds. I'm not kidding, hundreds of songs, not recorded, but written. Great tunes, stuff that moved me, and I just thought to myself, you know what? These are too good to share with the world, so therefore we just ended up doing covers all those years. But finally, at some point, decided, you know what, let's stop fooling around and let's sit down and record every single one of these, which we've been doing for a few years. That's why we have this huge catalog. We kept just spinning out a song of the week every week. But
well,
I think that would be probably a good transition to get into why they have 100 songs.
Well, before we even get there, I just want to point out I'm on your website. It's Mirrour-Music, and Mirrour, for those who don't know, is MIRROUR-music.com. And
we put the U back in, for our UK fans.
Yes, very good. And I'm looking at the song list. There's one page on the website that just says song list. And this goes on forever. I mean, I'm scrolling. This is an amazing amount of songs. How often are you able to rehearse this stuff and keep it fresh?
Well, once we take it out of the refrigerator, it stays pretty fresh.
You've got 7 days. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. There is a shelf life, but we like I said, right away when Roland and I met, we started writing. One of the songs that is on the website on the list is our first song was called "Somebody New," and that just clicked. And from there we just kind of took off. And we had some on just notes, a piece of paper, and we just sang them so often that they became part of our memory bank there. And then we eventually got a tape recorder. Remember the Hitachi? The old Hitachi. I mean, we just used that thing to death. And
I swear I would always buy Hitachi after that.
Yeah, exactly. We really did use it to the ground. And so we had our songs there, and then we just would write and effortlessly. And then, as I said, we met up with Bob, and when we met Bob, and him and I were here in LA, and right away I said, well, he's got to meet Roland. Roland's got to meet him. They clicked, and we were all on the same page about doing our original songs, kind of something that we feel is sacred to us, and we wanted to get them right. So over the years, basically, we just kind of build up this catalog of originals, and then in 1983, was it? We got together, and Roland flew out here. We did our first professional recording studio. I don't know if you ever heard of Emmett Rhodes, great.
Of course, yeah.
California guy, yeah. And we went to his studio and worked with him. He kind of co-produced our first EP at the time. It was 6 songs. And we wrote some new material.
That was called Black and White for all.
Oh, yes.
Checking out the website.
I wrote one on the plane coming to you.
Yeah. Which one was that, Roland?
That was Get the Edge.
Get the Edge. Wow. Yeah. So anyway, we had new material for that back in '83. We booked time with Emmett. We met him. We hit it off really good. And like I said, he's, from actually just being the guy who we paid money to use the studio, he actually got involved and started co-producing some of our stuff. Did a special mix unbeknownst to us. We found out years later. And that's what we did. We had, the album was called Black and White, as we said, and we put it out. We got some local success on local radio out here, on commercial radio, KNAC, and Roland, there was one in New York, I think you said that was out there?
We had BAB, and there was another station.
There's a huge station out here. Yeah, BAB is huge.
Yeah. And so that was it. And then life got in the way, okay? Marriage, children, and then we kind of backed off for quite a few years. But to answer your question, songwriting, that's how we do it. We just write it. We don't really sit down and say, oh, we have to sit down and write a song today. It was just whenever we get together, one of us would have an idea and say, oh, let's do a song about this. Or I'd be strumming my guitar and, come up with something and roll and go, oh, that's good. Let's try to work on that. So no particular formula, but when we do write them, we do them enough to that we keep it in our mind, put it on a cassette. And then when we get to the studio, we, fix it all up and make it with arrangements and proper vocals and all that kind of stuff. So we have tons of demos as well that hopefully will eventually be on the website as well. But I hope that answered your question, Scott.
Yeah, it did. And I'm actually going to execute some control over direction now, just because this Zoom call that we're on is going to end at 12:30. So I want to make sure that we talk about the most recent album, Opus in C Major. Now, the track we've been playing, This Crowded Floor, caught my ear right away because, first of all, I mean, it's so well written and so well produced that it just jumps right out at you. But it is unusual.
See the blushing?
I'm sorry.
And you see me blushing.
Oh. It's really wonderful. And so obviously I've listened to the rest of the album now quite a few times. And I just wonder if you can give us some background on this particular collection and what some of the challenges were of getting it together and, just putting together a cohesive whole. Because I know that when I listen to the album, it sounds like an album. It sounds like, you're meant to listen to these tracks the way that they are, the way that we all used to do back in the old days. You pop on some headphones and you listen to an album the way that you used to read a book. And I wonder if that was a conscious decision or if it was just luck that it sounds that way.
Hang on, Scott. We are going to give you a sitting ovation.
Yes. Well, I'm going to stand up. I don't know if you can hear the difference in the applause.
That really moved me, what you just said. Thank you so much, because that's exactly what we were aiming to do. And to hear a professional on the other end who got it and said, yep, that's the feeling it gave me, then I guess we've succeeded. So now I'm going to go to breakfast, and you can okay. Right.
Oh, shucks, guys.
Anyway, it's just so great that you got exactly what we were intending to do. So I'll try to be as quick as I can, which is almost impossible, but here we go. Boom. I had a song called Up and Down, had fragments of songs, and my idea was the opening song of this, whatever the project was going to be, the opening song was Up and Down, and I had this idea, why don't we just, when I write the song, have it different styles of music within one song. So it starts like in a ballad, then it goes to reggae, then the 50s kind of Elvis thing, and then kind of a rockin' thing. I ran it by punk, and then ran it by Roland. He goes, yeah, that's great. And then we got together and we laid down the basic tracks, Bob and I. And then when we were doing it, I thought, well, why don't we try to make a whole album like this? And why don't we try to be different and make the whole album, every song will be in the key of C. And I don't know if there's any album that's out there that has, at least in the pop world or rock world, where every song is specifically written in the same key.
And ends in C as well.
And ends in C, right. So
we can't vouch for the middle of each song.
Right, we know.
We know they start and end in C for sure, right?
Well, basically, we only know one chord, right? And that's C. That's a good
That goes back to the baseball bat, Dave,
right.
But go ahead.
So anyway, I thought of, well, why don't we have an album with this thought of everything in C, and then we thought of opus in C major for whatever reason. I don't know if it sounded classical to us. The guys went for it, and then we started writing, as you picked up, specifically album-oriented, kind of deep cuts, if you will, a little bit more stronger lyrics, and that's what we set out to do. And then we wrote songs. We had some older songs, and we put them with a fresh new paint job on them, some more serious lyrics if they were older songs. You mentioned This Crowded Floor. Just a little insight on that one. That started out as a little tidbit of a song that Roland had when we were kids. And it was like lying on my back with my head against the wall.
Because that's what I was doing.
And Roland forgot, right? He forgot about it.
Exactly, lying on my back.
Yeah. And then I said, why don't we fix this up and finish it? And we did. And then we wanted it a little bit different. And thank you again, Scott, because This Crowded Floor stands out. That was the intent. Like really deeper lyrics and a deeper feel, something different. And you nailed it when you explained your impressions of it. So thank you.
Well, no problem. You've definitely succeeded in what you set out to do, and we're definitely going to have you guys back on the show again when we've got more time, because I have a million more questions and a million tributaries of thought have gone on since you started talking 5 minutes ago, and we're just going to have to do another appearance to get them all in. But in the meantime, I will encourage everybody to go to mirror-music.com, and Mirror is Mirrour, and the most recent release, Opus in C Major, is wonderful. I highly recommend it, but there's other things up there too. So dig deep into the entire catalog, and I promise we're going to have you guys back on the show again very soon. I really, really appreciate your time, and looking forward to much more music.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Our pleasure, and it's been a great experience, Scott. You know what you're talking about, and we're glad you're a fan, and if you will, I'm going to say an advocate for Mirror. So thank you very, 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 very much. And we'll look forward to do another interview. Let's make it sooner rather than later because
How
Absolutely.
about later today?
How about after lunch?
Do you have any time? Like in
I thought
about
you were
an
going for
hour?
breakfast.
Well,
Yeah, I
we wanted to give you at least another 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
This went pretty well, so I'll pass on that. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it again, Scott.
You've been listening to Fluxedo Junction. You can visit us on the web at podpage.com/Fluxedo-Junction. This show is a production of ABCs of Music and is produced by Will Angeloro, Jamie Malinowski, and me, your host, Scott Kuchler. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.